Go.
Cheers, everyone. Welcome to Texas on Tap. I'm Miss Helen along with producer Kyle. Hello to you.
Hey, good to see you. Thanks for helping me snap out of this funk.
I know the same thing here. I was thinking this is
Mhm.
just what I needed because it's just been a funk. It's just been nonstop like the
Yeah,
last few weeks. And yeah, so today has been a day of being disciplined and playing catch up. I have to make myself
good.
play catch up. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Are you listening to any new Texas country Christmas music to help you catch up?
Oh, yes. And I have a whole story to tell about that.
Okay, cool. Well, let's
Yeah.
jump into some tunes then. You want to kick it off or you want me to go first?
You go ahead.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and start it off with Cole Stevens. We've been hearing his name a lot and talking about him a lot, and he's got a new song today out called Hollywood. Did you get a chance to listen to this one?
Absolutely. I love Cole Stevens. I've been following him. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so we've seen a lot of his releases. I'm sure we've covered at least one of his songs, but he's put out a bunch of music so far this year. And this one, like I mentioned, is called Hollywood. It starts right off with a great sig lick, which I love. It's kind of a driving song, heavy feels throughout. Production's awesome. The hook and tagline of the song is "Happy endings only happen in Hollywood," so that kind of gives you a sense of what to expect with this song. The production was outstanding. Everything sounds great. His voice is incredible. One thing that was really interesting stood out to me was the song 6 minutes and 22 seconds long. So probably not a radio song with this one, although it could be if it was shorter. It sounds great. The chorus is there. It's
It
very
does.
catchy and
Hmm.
memorable. I think I get the point of it being that long. It's kind of like an epic almost. You think of like this is kind of corny, but it made me think of like those old epic tales from like the medieval times and stuff, where things are just like kind of um, over the top in a sense. And I think maybe that might have been what he was going for with this one. And I dig it. I think it probably could have been accomplished in maybe 4 minutes or so, but like I said, overall, I dig it and I get it. So good stuff from Cole Stevens on that one. And then moving on, John Teague is back with the Teague Brothers Band. It's been a while since we've talked about them, but they just dropped a brand new EP today to streaming, and it's an all acoustic EP. This is my favorite song off the project. It's called Ashes. I love the whole vibe on this project. It just, showcases John's talents so well. They always have done a good job putting his vocals at the forefront of the songs. It's like lets all that character in his voice shine through. And this, just an acoustic guitar and him, really
Hmm.
does that even more. So put it on full display. This song just stood out to me the most. It was the one I went back to the most, although I listened through the EP many times. It just, I don't even know, maybe just the chord progression or something. But the imagery in all these songs is untouchable. He's got a gift. He knows how to write a damn good song. So it's always good to hear from John Teague and the Teague brothers.
It always is good. And that is like, yeah, you put it, that is a damn good song. And I just like how organic everything is. And I'm happy to hear about the whole thing on the album EP being acoustic. That's interesting.
Yeah. Hmm.
Good stuff.
Oh,
All right, we'll keep
what
the
you got?
tap room door open. I picked this song because we have a little bit to talk about after it, but we kind of ran a week behind, and this is actually out to streaming. It didn't go out to radio, but it's just something that we just have to spotlight this song. It's Kyle Park, actually the Texas Trio, More Than Just a Wall. Kyle Park and the Texas Trio, More Than Just a Wall. I really wanted to highlight this song. Kyle was just on the podcast. We'll have an upcoming episode with him where he's going to talk all things to Texas Trio. But this is, of course, is obviously dedicated to our fallen heroes and all who wear a badge and put their lives on the line daily. And it's just a magnificent song. Just touched my heart, touched my spirit. Gave me some tears, probably you too, as you listen to it. So that's a great song. And we encourage you to listen to the whole podcast when it comes out with Kyle, talking about the Texas Trio, how they came together, what they're currently doing, what the future is going to hold for them. And then we just talk about Kyle and some things coming up with him. Okay, so
Hmm.
now we're going to get a little Christmassy here. And I have my Bubba Wesley hat on. Bubba Wesley has a Christmas tune that just dropped to radio. Of course, it's that time. And that's why I was able to highlight Kyle Park also because I was digging around for radio releases, and I'm so proud of Bubba on this particular tune. When I tell you the name of it, everyone's going to go, "Oh, well, no wonder," because it's about where she lives. But it's called Christmas on Matagorda Bay, and it's just a great coastal song. It's very upbeat. It talks about what goes on. It talks about San Antonio, Austin, Freeport to POC. But I'll be home in time for Christmas on Matagorda Bay. And another very exciting thing that just happened. We came together, Bubba Wesley, Jeff Canada, Captain Ron, and I went out in the boat and filmed the video. So Bubba and Jeff came. Jeff was behind the camera, doing all the filming. They came to Matagorda. We did we did the bay, we did the beach, we did the bridge. Kyle, you know about the bridge, how high it is. Yeah, we did some shots on the
Hmm.
bridge, and then did
Nice.
some shots in town at Salty Dog and at the Silver Tuna, just here in Matagorda. So that video is going to be coming out. I'm excited. We even we made a few casts. We fished a little bit as we were filming the video. Bubba even hooked up with a couple of trout.
Hmm.
That's all. And then there's some other things that happen that's going to be in the video, but it's just a great Christmas tune. It's Christmas on Matagorda Bay, and it will drop to streaming on November 29th. So you'll have to have that in your Christmas collection, especially for us down here in the warmer areas on the coast. It's just a great song, great Christmas tune. I love it.
Very nice. Very nice. We've got some other Christmas tunes to mention, but let's talk about our friends at More Than Music Creations before we do that. If you head over to morethanmusicCreations.com, also, if you check out our friends over at the Only Vans podcast, Bree Bagwell, they have a special new interview coming out on Tuesday with Michael and Michaela Kelton from More Than Music Creations. So that's a good place to learn more about them and what they're doing. But as Bree puts it, she's an excellent upscaler and takes guitar strings from our favorite guitar or our favorite artists and recycles them into beautiful jewelry. So it's a perfect gift. I think that if you order this week, you can still get stuff in time for Christmas. So head
Mhm.
over to morethanmusiccreations.com, check it out, grab yourself something, grab a gift, make it happen.
Yes, and yeah, and it's very important. Subscribe to their email list also because they have so much going on. They're constantly with new stuff. You don't want to miss out. So make sure you go on there and get on that email list as well. Have you ever wondered how artists like Treaty Oak Revival, Red Clay Strays, and Aaron Watson maintain the high quality and high demand for their merchandise? CH Lone Star Promo is the answer. Created in Texas to serve Texas artists, and they're currently offering 15% off on all merch orders from musicians. Visit chlonestarpromo.com to get started and tell them Texas Toast sent you.
I was reading the other day that it takes at least $1 million to break an artist. That's a ton of change, and it can feel overwhelming. But with social media leveling the playing field, you just need an effective strategy to release your music. Check out Release Rocket to ensure your single does not die after release day. You've already put time, effort, and tons of money into writing and recording your album. Let the guys at Release Rocket keep your new release alive.
Taking a quick look at what's popping and topping on the Texas country music charts this week. On the Texas country music chart, William Beckman debuted in the top 100 with Borderline at number 44. It's
Yeah.
like we knew that was a great song when we talked to him, and man, he's doing it's a hot one. The song of the week this week is a new one from Aaron Watson. If you haven't heard it, it's great. By the World Around, and he is wrapping up his run with Hit the Hay Running at number one this week on the Texas country music chart. Looking at CD Extraction Texas, number one this week is Friday Night, Wade Bowen featuring Troy Aiken. Aikman,
Mm.
sorry, I don't know where I was going with that. And Texas Regional Radio Report, a big congratulations to Grant Gilbert, who's number one this week with Drunk Since Dallas. And I got to see
Nice.
Grant at the pre-party when we were in Fort Worth for the TCMA Awards. So
Very
he
cool.
did very good as always. I had
Nice.
some big winners in the Texas Country Music Awards. I have those pulled up. I thought we would go through those. Entertainer of the Year went to the Great Divide. Male Artist of the Year was Josh Ward. Just had him on the podcast. Female Artist of the Year, Sarah Hobbs. Man, Country Band of the Year, Chad Cook Band walked away with it. Western Swing or Bluegrass Artist or Band of the Year was Jake Hooker and the Outsiders. Sonny Sacedo got the Tejano Artist or Band of the Year. Country Single of the Year went to Will Carter, Had Me at Goodbye. So that's just running across a few of those. And of course, looking at the Dallas from Chad Cook Band got Guitarist of the Year, Avery
Mm.
Castro, Drummer of the Year. Let's see, Keyboard Pianist of the Year was Todd Stewart. And my computer just froze. So yeah, some great awards were handed out. Of course, we had a great time Lots of work for you, Kyle, there on the red carpet. Y'all did such a great job. You and the guys did so good.
Thank you. Yeah, it was fun this year. A couple more to mention though. I wanted to mention Ryder Grimes won Songwriter of the Year, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
And then
Hmm.
and then Peyton Riley, through all of her efforts, won Young Artist of the Year, which was well
Hmm.
deserved for sure. She's
Hmm.
been doing lots of really cool, exciting things for the community this year. Um, yeah, it was a good time. We've been doing it. That was the fourth year, and it just gets a little bit easier every year. They had the red carpet a little bit more under control this year, which is nice. Normally, it's just a media circus, just people everywhere climbing on top of us and stuff. But it was fun. I got to just kind of enjoy myself and make sure everything was running smoothly, and it did. We got through it. It was long, started earlier than usual. We got more people through than ever, but we
Yeah,
made
we
it happen.
did.
On that note, in lieu of Texas Toast next week, we'll be releasing the red carpet recap episode. So we won't have Texas Toast next, or sorry, we won't have Texas on Tap next Friday, but we will have the red carpet show from the TCMA Awards. So that'll be fun. I also wanted to mention a few more, and I know we'll get back to the show, but I wanted to mention a few more streaming releases this week. Shelton Wallace, who was there helping with Release Rocket
Hmm.
Media, is also one of my best friends in the world, and he just released a streaming single today. It's a Christmas song called "If All I Have for Christmas Is You." If you follow him on socials, you've seen all the crazy videos he's been posting.
Yes.
But it's a fun song, so go check that one out. There's some other Christmas tunes. Ty Smith released a Christmas tune today. Randall King released a Christmas tune. And then Greasy York's got a new single out. Shane Smith they did like a new version of an old single that they put out today. And then Josh Ward put out one of his another new songs as well today to streaming. So all kinds of stuff still going on, believe it or not.
Yeah. Yeah. All that Christmas stuff. It's just Christmas time already.
Yeah, absolutely. We're getting there. I told Sheldon I
Yes.
wasn't ready to start talking Christmas songs yet, but I'm going to have to at some point in the coming weeks.
Yeah. Well, it goes so fast. I mean, before we know, I mean, Thanksgiving's what, in 2 weeks, if even.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I don't know why that made me, I guess it made me think of it because the calendar, and this is totally off topic, but I am going to Canada the week after Thanksgiving to go see Taylor Swift, and I am super excited.
Wow. That's a cool trip. Ooh, look at you.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We've been looking forward to that one for a while, so that snuck
That's
up
an,
on me.
yeah, that'll be a nice adventure.
Yeah, and
Cool,
cold.
cool.
I'll love that.
Oh, I know you're gonna love that. Yes.
Yeah. So what did I miss at the awards? I kind of get in and out of there. I left pretty quickly after the red carpet ended. What happened?
Oh,
Anything to say?
Jason Boland and the Stragglers. Oh my gosh. Y'all, if you were there, you know what I'm talking about. If you weren't, it was just one of those moments to where, and I don't know that in all the years that I've been at the TCMA Awards, I ever saw this, but like towards the end of his show, like we all got up and went to the front and everybody started dancing.
Mm,
What was that? It was so
wow.
cool. Yes, yes.
That's very
Jason
cool.
Boland really put on an awesome show. And then just the being able to, visit with everybody, see everybody. We always talk about that, but it's so much fun.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, Jim Nash and I, of course, Jim was co-hosting with me on the red carpet. We co-host together. And so we're sitting there and he's like, and it's like the grand finale, like where everybody comes on the stage and he's like, "Why are we sitting here? Let's go up there." I'm like, "What? We can go up there?" And so like we went up, like we were like if in order to for me to make it, because my feet were hurting so bad by then. And
Mm.
it's like Jim just like took my hand and he was just dragging me, like just dragging me. And we were like running. We got up there and it was so fun. We stood next to Chad and April Malden and just I just took in that moment, just took in the moment. And speaking of taking in the moments and my feet hurting, and that's one of the things that I do want to express. It's like I do not take co-hosting the red carpet for granted at all. It is such an honor and it is such a privilege. And it's like, yeah, there are times like, gosh, Kyle, when you gave me that ice water, that was the best cup of ice water I ever had in my whole entire life. It was like
That's
just so
hilarious.
perfect. But you get thirsty, and yes, my feet started hurting. But it's like at those moments, it's kind of like, wait, let me just look at what I'm doing here. And just
Yeah.
you just take it in and I don't take any guess that comes across for granted or any moment. It's just such a it's just I don't know, it's just such an honored feeling. It's
Well, man,
great to be able to talk to
if I,
people and to be able to talk to people like Mo Bandy. I mean, that was amazing.
yeah, yeah.
Just everybody. And then all of our artists and the sponsors that came across were just amazing. And thank you so much to the sponsors for supporting Texas Country Music Awards and all that happens there.
Yeah. I was gonna say if I were you, I would my ego would have just been gigantic with all those compliments that you were getting on your boots.
Oh, remember I told you about the boots like what, 2 months ago?
Yeah.
Remember I brought it up? I'm like, you're not gonna believe these boots. Okay, so another funny story on the red carpet. So I'm like doing an interview, and out of my peripheral version, there's a guy on the ground. And he's I'm like, I think I looked at you and I said, Kyle, what is he doing? He's and it was the Pendleton whiskey people, and they were
Mm,
posing the whiskey bottle or take anyway. Ultimately,
yeah.
I think Pendleton whiskey got a picture with the boots and the whiskey bottle. But
Mm.
yeah, now that was something that was unique. That's something that's never happened. But yeah, I love those boots, and they're very comfortable. But when you stand for like 4 hours or so, anybody's feet on a little bit of hill, it's gonna, it's gonna be
Oh yeah.
uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
So
That's part of why I get out of there. That's the TCMAs is one of the very few occasions I pulled out the cowboy boots for the year, and I got out of there and took my boots off real quick. Put my little flip flops on. It was
I
nice.
know we went to the after party just for a little while, and we got out of there pretty early as well, which is usually unusual because usually I'll close everything down. But yeah, we went ahead and got back, and then we did our always at the awards we do this. We order Uber Eats and celebrate with Whataburger.
Mm.
Ordered Uber Eats
It's a
Whataburger, and
great
we
tradition.
were good to go. Yeah, get them boots off, get comfortable, and get a good night's sleep for
Well,
that drive home.
on that note, give them your little pitch on staying or just visiting Fort Worth, not the stockyards.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this year we stayed downtown Fort Worth. And it was recommended actually by Joe and Allie Kelly. They recommended a hotel that they like to stay at, and I loved it. And what was so fun is like kind of Saturday had a lot of free time, and we just walked around all of downtown Fort Worth, and we went into different, I did some shopping, just like went into different places and maybe grabbed a beer, whatever, and just talked to people there, talked to folks, and yeah, it was fun. There was a lot of stuff to see. A
Yeah, I
lot of
think
stuff
I
to
think
see.
it's Fort Worth is criminally underrated. There's lots of cool stuff in downtown, and even a lot of the neighborhoods aside from the stockyards are really cool. There's just some cool culture and arts and all kinds of stuff going on around there. So
Yes. Oh,
go
and
check
then
out Fort
yeah,
Worth.
but
They're
yeah,
not
and
a
I
sponsor.
also
They're not a sponsor.
no, no, they're not a sponsor. I wish they were. But I saw one other thing is I think I told you there was like this olive oil store that you could go into, and they had all
Oh
these
yeah.
different mixed olive oils and like and you could like take a little taste. So we did come home with some olive oil, and then they had like a sea salt olive oil like scrub. They call it like a skin buffer or whatever. I
Mm.
cannot live without it. And I talked to the lady because I knew it was going to be good when I bought it. But then when I started using it, it was like even better. So I have her card because you can order online. So
Oh,
I think
nice.
everybody's going to get some people are going to get that as a Christmas gift. I'm going to
Well, there
order.
you go.
Yeah, it was cool.
Give her a shout. See if they want to sponsor the show. Oh man. Okay, cool. Well, eventful week. I got to see you. That was nice.
That was
Award
so nice.
show.
That was
Here,
so
let's
nice.
let's do a recap on what we've got coming up. We've got all kinds of stuff in the can. So this coming week on Tuesday, we've got an interview with Gary Patrick. We did that one a while ago, but it's a really good conversation. He's if you don't know him already, you will get to know him in this episode. He's a really interesting dude. He's got a lot of new music out, so check that one out. After that, we've got a crazy lineup of guests coming. We've got Hudson Westbrook interview. We've got a Cameron Albright interview. We've got a Kyle Park interview. We've got our annual Christmas show. We've got an interview with Willie Braun from Reckless Kelly and much more. So always craziness around here for Texas Toast, but that's why you guys are here, and we are glad you're here. Thanks for hanging out and supporting us.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much for hanging out and supporting us. I couldn't believe, like, because you know me, I don't get out very often. But it's nice getting out and like having people stop and realize that, oh, Text Toast podcast. Oh, I heard this or this on the podcast. And it's like, man, that feels so good because we really grind and we really work hard. And yeah. So yeah, again, thank you for the support for sure.
Yeah. On that note, I did an interview a couple days ago, and they were asking about that, just Texas Toast and like how I manage the social media and all that stuff. And I was just like, well, it seems like TikTok does the best because people are always just like, oh, I see your clips on TikTok, and you keep us in the loop on what's going on in the industry, which is but just to piggyback off what you said, it's cool that people are seeing that
Hmm.
stuff and learning and
Yeah.
feeling like we're helping them stay up to date with what's going on.
And and I like that we have the clips and we have the reels, but go and listen to the podcast. Go make sure you listen to the whole episode
Yeah,
because we
great
really
point.
get into some good stuff. Yes. Yes. If you want to be in the know, definitely listen to the interviews because I think there's a lot of times that we get exclusively told things that maybe a lot of other um, you know, like a lot of
You just don't
information that
yeah,
don't
you
don't
won't
know.
learn anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Just like in this Josh Ward podcast, we mentioned some stuff, but there's a heavy story behind the title cut and the name of this album, so you have to go listen to the episode to learn what that's all about.
Yeah, Josh was funny on the red carpet as we were after we finished the interview. He's like, "And we're going fishing." I'm like, come on,
Yeah,
anytime.
yeah,
There was some
yeah. That
pretty
was great.
funny conversations, like in the afterwards, or and then Donis Morris cracked me up. Sonny Sacetta cracked me up when he came over, and then
Yeah.
by the time I think it was, and I was so happy that we got to interview Chase the Night on the red carpet. The
Yeah.
the young band that's up and coming that I support from the
Yep.
area. It was so great to see them, and then Dusty Motes. And I think by that time it might have been like close to 440 or 445. And it was just like, I started getting those giggles. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
what happened. I just started getting
Just
like
getting
this,
goofy.
like everything. I got goopy.
Well,
Like
like
when
when
the
you had
grandbaby,
Sheldon and Ryan through, and then yeah, it's all goofy conversation.
it was like, pull it together. 15 more minutes. You got this.
Yeah. It always cracks me up when the Great Divide comes through because there's like seven dudes in the band. I think there's only five, but they bring all their wives and all their
Hmm.
kids, and we were like
They're
trying to
just
cram everybody
beautiful.
in, and we couldn't even get the whole group of people in the camera because there were so many of them. So that's always good.
Yes. They're amazing. Entertainer of the year. Good for them. It was funny
Hmm.
too because I didn't realize well, yeah, there's a lot of connections. I have some really, really good friends that live in Quanah. I mean, I've talked about them before. And they're really, really good friends with the Great Divide. They're
Hmm.
like all know each other. And so it's just again, that's how our little lives just kind of intertwine because Lisa was, yeah, it's just weird. It's just weird when
Yeah.
all your friends and your folks come together.
It's a family, and this time of year always reminds us.
Yes, it does.
All right. Well, I don't have any shows this weekend, so I'm gonna hang out and be a bum, I think.
Be a bum. Well, I'm trying to get everything done. So, 'cause I've got that big week next week. So
Oh, I did one thing. If you're watching, I set up our cactus tree.
I noticed that the other day. I did notice that. I meant to ask you about that. That's
Yeah,
cool.
we made that last year, and I got it out of the shed. That's the first
All
step,
right.
and probably the last for a couple weeks before we start doing the real decorating.
Yeah, that's always fun. Well, good job on that.
Well, thank you so much. All right. Well, cheers.
Cheers.